Okay, we're going to look at the circumference of a circle and try a few questions. And let's just get started here. Now, where does this letter pi come from? And how do you come up with this number? Well, if you go to any circle, which is a set of points that's the same distance from a fixed distance from a center called the fixed distance is called the radius, you get yourself a circle. It's exactly the same distance away. You guys all know what a circle is, but there's something special about a circle. If you take the distance around the outside, all the way around the outside, and then you divide it by the diameter, the distance across, you always get the same number. It's pretty amazing. You get 3.14 and even all these other fun, weird numbers at the end. In fact, it never is exactly a fraction. It's called an irrational number, but it's pretty close to 3.14. Okay. That's what pi is, the circumference divided by the diameter. Now, if you take that diameter, we're dividing by it here. If you multiply both sides by it, you get the equation for the circumference of a circle. The circumference is pi multiplied by the diameter. See, the diameter cancels there, it comes over here, and that's it. Now, one diameter is really just two radiuses. So that diameter you can replace with 2r, 2 pi r. It's just another way of looking at the circumference of a circle. Now, let's try a question. A circle has a radius of 4 centimeters. Calculate its circumference. Well, there's your formulas. You got to pick the right one. You might want to pause the video and see if you can do it right. And this is what you do. All you do, you can put it in your calculator. 2 times pi times the radius. 2 times pi times 4. And then press that SD button, the decimal button, and there's your answer. Here's how you'd write it out. The formula, 2 pi, and then 4, and then your answer of 25.13 centimeters. That's the distance around the outside. You can actually say it's 8 pi centimeters. That's another way of giving the answer. Okay, you could try the second question and pause the video and see if you can do it, if you did it right. But this question says a circle has a diameter of 17.25 meters. Calculate the circumference to 1 decimal place. Hey, I didn't read that, to 1 decimal place. I'm going to have to fix it up. I think I did it to 2 decimal places. But they're using diameter. So here we go. All you do is go 17.25, which is the diameter, times pi. You can put 17.25 and then shift, and there's a little number 1 down the bottom of your calculator, one of those numbers, and it's got a pi above it, and that's the answer. What did we do? We just put 17.25 instead of the diameter in, and that's how we got this answer. But I didn't read the question very carefully because they said to round it off to the nearest tenth, to the nearest 1 decimal place. So I would have to go here and change that number to 54.2 meters is the actual answer. It's always good to read the question carefully. Okay, let's try the next question. Again, you can, if you like, you can just pause the video and then try the question, see it, and see if you did it right. The radius of a bicycle wheel is 32 centimeters. How far has he traveled when the wheel has rotated 380 times? Well, first we got to figure out how far is one rotation all the way around the circle, And that's, since we're given a radius, then we should use 2 pi r. So that's what we do. We go, or, look what I did. I took the radius and I doubled it and used the formula pi times diameter. So it's 2 times 32, which is 64 pi. That's the way I did it. And then all I'm going to do is take that 64 pi and rotate it 380 times. And there's my answer. It's 76,403 centimeters. And that answer is really 764. If I divide by 100 centimeters in every meter, 764 meters. That's how far he'd go in his bike. So you just go 2. Oh, look at this. That's how I put it in the calculator. But here I went 2 pi r. 2 times pi times radius times 380 times around. That's 24,320 pi. And you put that in your calculator and you get that 76,000 centimeters. Well, there you go. We just did a few circumference problems. And there you go. Now it's time to stop recording.